Hi, and so it's art week, or should I say art day, and this week we're going to draw an owl. And owls are so beautiful. So I'm going to give some tips now on how to draw a pretty good owl. We want to start off by putting our guidelines in. So we want that vertical line, and also we need a horizontal line. We need the horizontal line so we can put our eyes in position. Now I'm just going to turn my book round to the side because I find it easier than going across to draw a line down that's going to be straight. And remember, I know it's hard to see this right now, but if you just put your vertical and your horizontal line in, and then that's going to help. It's just a bit skew with still. I'm going to change that. And don't be frightened to just think, you know what, that's a little bit out of whack. And put it back in again. Yeah, happy with that. So spend some time looking at the proportions. So that's the vertical line we just put in, and then the horizontal line. That's what I'm going across there. I'm going to stick my eyes on that. If you look at this shape here, sort of bordering a triangle, but very, very symmetrical. Nose dead in the centre. Okay, so that's the thing we're going to do next. I'm going to put the hood where the eyebrows are into place first, and that hood also leads on to where the ears are. So I'm just again going to do that line faint where that hood is. I'm going to turn it round again just so we can see that we've got some symmetry there. Remember, when we turn things around, you'll notice things. You notice the shape different. I'm going to use this tin lid. Yeah. Okay, so that's around about even now. And I'm going to put where the nose comes in at the bottom of the eyes. So if the eyes go here, and you want the same distance on each side. So I've just noticed there, this is going up a little bit more here. And the reason you've got to get these proportions right at first is so your owl doesn't look skew-waved. Okay, so I'm going to put the eye in around this area here. Now I'm just going to do all the circle for now. I'm going to rub some out. Because owls' eyes are extremely round. Now I think that's too far away personally. Yeah, I'm just going to bring it a little bit over there. I'm going to pause this for just one moment just so I can make sure everyone's being quiet next door while I'm doing this. Okay, there's a class going on, I can hear lots of chatter. Right, so I spent some time getting the proportions right on the eyes and on this this eyebrow, this hood here on the owl. So now we don't need this part. I'm just going to rub that out. But we know by doing that we've got a nice circle. Let's see, we don't need this now. I'm going to leave, or am I? I don't think I actually need the guidelines so much now, but let's get a few more things in. Put the nose into place, the beak should I say, not the nose. So as you can see, that's quite even now. So I'm just going to put the shape of the beak in here. Give that shape for now. Again, nice and even. It does come out a little bit here as well. We'll show that, we'll emphasise that by shading. And then I'm just going to put a few marks in. This is where the sort of downy type, the feathers that stick out on the owl's face come in. And then we've got a nice V shape here. And we'll say the top of the head around here. Now these eyebrows here, this hood, lead on to where the owl's ears are. So I'm just going to put a guideline in there, go across, guideline in there, and then they'll sort of form that type of shape, like a bent over, slopey type triangle. Put them in loosely for now. I'm going to work on the rest of the eyes. So this, you don't sort of see the top part of the eye here, and this pupil, it still needs to be, it's not in the centre like, you know, like you see normal. It's sort of set a little higher. Make sure I get these pupils the same. Just going to lower that hood a little bit there. I think it might be that this circle is slightly bigger on this side. I'm just going to taper a little bit off that. Quite technical, aren't they, really? Just because of the symmetry in them. But it'll be worth it once you get it drawn. Take that away again. So we just want to get all the pieces into place before we start then working on the front fun bit, and that's the shading and the feathers. Okay, so I'm quite happy with where everything's gone there. So around the pupils, around the eyes, and the irises, you've got this other, you've got another circle that forms around these and goes up to where the feathers are. About that shape. Oops. And again, you want those the same. Never realised myself how much symmetry goes on in an owl. Okay. And then you just have tapering around there the owl's feathers and the broadness of the neck. We're only going to do the top part of the owl, the face. Okay, so by now, I'm going to stop here. I'm going to let you work on the areas that you need to get right before we carry on. Okay, and then when you come back, I'll have these areas darkened down. Don't need that no more. Okay, some tones in there. Okay. Just lower that down, so you need to be about this to this level, and I'll see you in a bit, and mine will be a little bit darker. See you soon. Okay, so I've darkened the area that you need to be able to see more than the rest of it, so you can work out on your scale and on proportion. And now we're going to work on light and dark. We're going to work on the tones within our owl. I'm going to start off by what's a 5B. Would be nice if we had a darker one, but I've not got one on there. I'm going to work on this pupil area. So remember what I said, not straight, more of a circular tornado motion. And you want that quite dark. Okay, so don't be frightened to press on that one, because you know you've got your circle in the right place now. I'll work on that one. And don't forget with these HB pencils, okay, sorry, with the B pencils, it's where you get your tones from, and it's like a blending, and it can go outside the line, it can bleed, can't it, if you're not careful. So to refine it, use the H pencil afterwards. And also with this, if you've not got a blending stick by now, use a cotton bud. I'll just use the blending stick. I had a really good one and it's disappeared. Also, don't forget a piece of paper over the top, so that you're not carrying the lead across your page. So I'm going to do the same again, but this time on the outer of the eye there. Follow that circle around. Should we just also, yeah. Same with this one. And I'll show you. We get another, I'm going to get a lighter one, a 3B this time. And we're going to work on the iris. So if you do a scrumbling effect, that will give the appearance of colour. And you can see by the lighter tones, obviously it's not as dark as a pupil. I'm just going to scrumble away in there. I'm using the side of the pencil more so than the nib, more so than the point. I'm going to scrumble. And then you can actually, if you put some lines like spokes, if you think about a bike or a clock, and then just, in fact, I use that with the H. So it's sharper. And then you see there. Okay, it's got a bit of a on the outside there. Get rid of them lines, we don't want those there. Just tidy it up a little bit. Same again with the other eye. So again, just got a 3B here. I'm going to sharpen this one after I stopped on this part of the tutorial. It's a little bit blunt. So side of the pencil, scrumble. Should be used to that by now. Just gives that appearance of the colour being there. And then the H, nice hard pencil, and get some fine lines throughout the eye there. And you can even get a little darker towards the outer of the eye. And I'm just doing that there by working my way around. So the next part I'm going to work on now is the beak. It's another area which is obviously dark, so you have black beaks. Just remember that you're going to have some light source coming in there where it hits the nose, obviously because the nose sticks out slightly from the rest of the face. And then again, just darken that tone there so it gives a nice black beak. And the nose carries on through the side there. I'm just doing that a little bit lighter so you can see where the beak alters its shape. And carry on up to the top where the hood and the eyebrows of the owl are. And again, you can use blending stick there. Again, darken it again. Okay, so now we've got the features of the owl, the nose and the beak being quite prominent. We're going to work on how you would work on the feathers, and then I'm going to stop the video so then you can carry on with yours. So feathers, all I'm going to do here is, remember they've got white and they've got the brown feathers, is put some sharp lines going through. And they're quite straight. Now you don't want to do that with all of this because you'll be here literally till Christmas. So I'm going to show you a little trick, you know what I'm like from little tricks. Put some white sort of feathers around the eyes. And then I'm going to quickly, you can actually, if you take your fingers to the end of the pencil, okay, and just turn your book while you're doing it. And get your blending stick. So that method we're going to do throughout this side as well. When we get to the hood and the outer side of the owl, where the neck and the body is, we're going to use a different technique. So if you carry on with this one for now, again there, I'm just using the blending stick. And again, remember your fur is coming away. Keep the same direction throughout. And then when you get to this area, this outer area, it's going to go dark again. It's like a black, that's where the black feathers come in. Okay, so I'm going to stop there and then I'm going to repeat this on the other side. See you in a bit. So you should be at this stage now. So I've done the other side of the eye, as you can see. Where you've got the, like I said up before, got your H, you see on there, and it's just literally some lines coming through. Okay, the same on the other side. This is where I've just rubbed out to give it that white area with the eraser. And this here, obviously emphasising the beak. Now we're going to work on how to get this type of texture. Okay, it's where the feathers are quite tight, and you've got the beige colour and you've got the black colour all sort of knitted together. It's a bit like a woolly jumper. I'm going to show you how to do that next. So I'm going to get a 3B for this one. And all you do with this one is we create not like little notches randomly. Okay, I'm going to do the random notches. I'm leaving a bit of a lid there because that's where it's going to be, just one solid colour. Same here, a little bit of a lid. It's going to be one solid colour. So again, just going to, okay, I'm going to show you what happens then when you use a blending stick. I need to get a new one because mine, like I said, I had a brilliant one, it's gone. And then all you do, blend it together. So I'll show you again. Yeah. Do it quite quickly. You've got some your blended stick. Okay. So I'm going to carry on doing that. Throughout this area here. Okay, up until where we get to the ears. So here, up to about there. This is where we're going to work on the ears. The same on this side. So up to about there. Okay, so I'll see you in a bit again. So the next part we're going to work on is the ears, and then the part after that is this area where you work on the neck and towards the body, and that is very similar to this. Okay, so I'll probably work on this part now. No, I'll work on the ears. I'll show you the ear. I've just darkened the eyes a little bit with a charcoal as well. So ears, 5B. So the ears have got some dark, lots of dark going on there. You can't really see any sort of refinement on the any hairs or anything like that on the feathers. So I'm just going to literally use this to just shade in. This part's going to have sort of lighter parts where the beige part of the ears are. And then here is where we're going to go dark. And we're going to go up to this area, but not with it being completely dark, so it's going to be quite speckly. And repeat exactly the same on the other side. So that's literally just shading in. blending stick. And there we have it. Oh, gorgeous, look how else it is done. I'm going to do the same, I'm going to repeat on this other side. I'm just very conscious that this tutorial is taking a long time and I don't want to impact on too much of your time. I'm going to darken this area out here as well, going round the eye. And that circle around the eye there, a bit more than what it was. And then here, on this part, it's going to be similar to this. So notches and just random, but follow the feathers, you know, how the feathers grow and how the feathers overlap. So if you do it random, so it doesn't make sense, does it? You want the marks to be loose and uneven. You want it to follow the direction of how the feathers would grow and overlap. So again, do the same here. So it's like a biomorphic type of shape. It's not an actual shape, but it's creating that appearance of feathers. And then you would, it didn't work. Use your blending stick. I'm going to carry on with this now. So the other ear, and then the rest of the body, and then the last part is just this type of tuft we have going on that forms under the beak, and it's quite it sort of sticks out a little bit of the owl. I don't know if you ever saw an owl up front. They're so heavy. And good hunters too. So this is where you're going to be more precise with placing your feathers. Now this part's going to be a bit darker. But still draw those feathers in. That's the lighter one. And then here. So I'm going to carry on with that now, and then when we come back, you'll just be touching up. This owl will be done, and so will yours. In a bit. So there we go. Like I said, we worked on various types of mark making throughout this. It's a lot more complex than what I actually thought. I think a lot of the time was spent getting the proportions and the symmetry right, and also the time it takes to do these, you know, all these tiny marks and feathers and so forth. But I really do hope you have a go at this. We do put a lot of effort into making these for you, so please have a go. I hope you get some fun out of it. I hope you get some joy out of this beautiful little owl. See you soon.
Do you like owls? I know a cracking owl sanctuary.